Hey there, it's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and I'm here to show you another card. I made this card, actually. It's a thank you card. I made a whole bunch of them. I think it's so beautiful, and I didn't put a sentiment inside because I want to write a thank you. So this is the card I made, and I am using product from the New Occasions catalog. I can't show you the inside, but here is the outside of it. And I got this copy when I went to On Stage. It's their convention. And I will be sending these out. If you want a catalog, please message me or email me and I will get you a catalog. There's also celebrations. So starting January 3rd, you can start purchasing from this. And if you spend $50, you get a free celebration item. There's some items that you can get for free, a little bit nicer items if you spend $100 out of this catalog or the annual catalog. So look forward to the catalog. There's really a lot of great stuff in there. And since I'm a demonstrator, I was able to purchase some of the product before it became available for customers. So I did get the Passion Petal Suite. I didn't get everything in it, but I got a lot of the stuff in it. So that's how I made this card. It comes with this big shot. It's actually two embossing folders, and they're kind of small. So you can do this flower, this floral, and you can, go this way, or this way as a banner or in the middle. And then this is what I used, and it was just kind of the leaves. So we're going to be using this today on this project. And I also used this. It's a two set stamps. It's one product, but there's so many of them, you get them in two separate cases. So I took the thank you from here, and then I also took the inside, just this greenery from here. So I'll show you how I did that. And then I love this paper. This is called Petal Passion, and I decided I would show it to you. So this is the other side of what I used. I used this piece, and this is the other side. And you get two of everything. So, and I'm showing you the other side of this. So I'm going to just take you through them. But there's actually two, and they're double-sided. So this is one. This one I think you could color with the new blends that they have, or watercolor. I think that's beautiful. I love the black and white. I just think it's very elegant. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go through these. I see a lot of uses. This one is a little bit overwhelming for me. I feel like I don't know. I'm not sure I guess when you cut it down, it'll be okay. And then, you could always use the black stripe. So I just wanted to share this paper with you because I really, really love it. And I think the black and white with old olive, which is what I used on this strip, is a really nice combination. And then I used old olive ribbon on this. So let's get started. I have my pieces cut out already. I do have to stamp my thank you, and then I cut that out with lots of labels, die cut. And I think I used this one. Let me make sure. Sometimes I forget what I use. So yes, I used this one. So we'll put this aside. And let me give you the dimensions. I have that written down as well. So my Whisper White is your normal card base. So it's a half a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So when you cut it in half, you get the 5 and a half, and then you score it at 4 1/4. So this is the 8.5. So you score it right down the middle. And then I'll just fold that. I don't know if you could even see that score line. It looks very light to me. And you can use your bone folder and just make that nice and crisp. Okay. Then the next layer is the black layer. And this layer is, I just went down a little bit. So this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I just wanted to give it a little bit of rim of black. And then the old olive is my normal layer that I would normally use. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then the DSP is, oops, I'm going the wrong way here, is also 5 1/4, so it goes right over the green, and I made it 1 3/4 wide. And then I have this little black strip, and that's also 5 1/4, so it matches up, and it's only 3/4 wide. So those are my pieces. I also have just this piece of scrap. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, let me emboss this first, and then I'll do the stamping on the white, and I'll cut that out. So let me get rid of some of this stuff, and we'll bring it back. Trying to figure out where to put it. So let me get my Big Shot. I'm going to just pull this up here and get my glass plates off here. And when I'm embossing, I pull up my tab, so I'm on tab 1. Okay, and I'm going to just get my embossing folder and my piece of cardstock. So this is the embossing folder that we use. Let me just get the card out again to get just the top of this. So I'm going to just open this up and stick it in there. I kind of, I wanted it right on the edge of the green so that it cuts, there's no rim around it, I should say. So, and then I put it all the way up to the top here, so I would make sure that it was straight and even. So I'm just, hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just making it flush along here and along the edges of those vines or leaves or whatever you'd call them. Then I need to put a plate down, put my embossing folder down with the fold here, put another plate over it, and then I just run it through. Oops, it's got to be even. So we'll just run this through very easily. And voila. I've got this beautiful embossed top of the paper, and it's debossed on this side. Sometimes I use the debossed, but for this one I like it popping up. So I'm going to get rid of this for a second, and then I'm going to bring it back because we want to stamp the thank you. And I'm stamping this in Old Olive, just on a piece of Whisper White. Sometimes I like to stamp first, sometimes I like to cut it out first. For something like this, I like to stamp it, and then I can put the frame around it and see where I want it. Now this is a really old stamp pad, but I keep re-inking it, and it's just fine. It's one of my original stamp pads, I think. It's Old Olive, one of my favorite colors. So I'm just going to stamp this here, and we'll fold that up. And then I'm going to get my Big Shot out again, and we'll just cut this out. So just bear with me. We'll take this out again. This time, since I'm cutting, I need to have the, whoops, sorry about the camera shake. I need to have the full tabs. So I'm going to put the plate down, put my cardstock down, get this centered as much as I can. Put my other top plate on, and then run it through. And since this is not an intricate die cut, or die, it's a framelit actually, I only need to run it through once. It just pops right out very easily. So let's put this aside. And now we're done with the Big Shot. Put this away, no more shaking. Sorry about the shaking. Okay, so now we have that. So now let's put things together. The first thing I did was I put, and I actually have this ribbon. I put the ribbon around this here. And I tied the bow after the fact. So I am just going to put a little piece of snail on each side of this. And then I will get my ribbon and just kind of, whoops, drop it. Put it on that adhesive. go right around, trying to make sure it's centered, and get it on the other side. Look for my scissors. I have a pile of stuff here. Let me get my scissors over here. I am coming right back. Sorry about that. I had scissors here. I don't know where they went. So let's just cut that off. And then I can adhere this down here. So that's the order I did it in. I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget the ribbon and that I kind of hid the back on, that I hid it, you know, in the back, I guess, on that strip. So I'm just going to line this up, make sure it looks good. Put this down, and then I'm going to put this down right on the green, and it just fits right below, and that's I measured it so that it would fit right below this the embossed paper. Okay, and excuse me, let me just put my card base on, and then we'll put that down. Actually, before I do that, let me stamp. I like to stamp first just in case something weird happens and I need to fix it. So let's get this inked up. I'm going to just ink it this way. And I'm really only going to ink the top. And I want to make sure it looks good. Okay. And it's kind of a watercolor look, so it's not really solid, and that's okay. All right, so I am going to do this right off the card so that it's only I'm not getting the whole image on there. I just wanted it in the corner. So there we go, that's done. Close this up, and then I'm going to put my black layer on with some snail. Okay, so we'll adhere this, and it's very small little border here. Okay, and then we can adhere this, and this I'm actually going to do with some glue because of the bumps. I like the multi-purpose glue when I use an embossing folder just to get in all of the nooks and crannies, or mountains and valleys, whatever you want to call them, just to make sure it doesn't, or it does adhere really good. So I'm just putting a thin layer, but really all over the place. And then we can lay this on. And the one good thing about the liquid glue is it gives you a little bit of time to adjust. And then it sets in. It's a strong glue, actually. So we're almost done. Now we have to put our thank you on and tie our bow. So with the thank you, I'm going to use the dimensionals, and I'm going to just cut up here. These are the mini dimensionals. I don't have the regular ones out, so I'm just going to use a strip on the bottom instead of bringing all these little ones off, and a strip on the top. I'm kind of leaving the middle open because it's going to go over the ribbon. So I hope that makes sense. It's going to go right over the ribbon. I'll take that off the release paper and put that kind of a little bit toward the right hand side. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. And then we just want to make a bow and tie the bow with a glue dot. So I like to do the bow separate. If you are good at tying a bow on a card, you go for it. I'm not. So I usually put the ribbon down, tie a bow separately, and then I adhere it with a glue dot, and that works just fine. So whichever way is easier for you. And come on, Just want to adjust it a little bit. I usually make it big, make it little, pull it tight, kind of just fuss with it a little bit until I get it the way I want it. And I don't like the way this is twisted, but I don't want to spend too much time fussing with it here. There we go. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's cut the ends a little bit at a little bit of an angle. And we'll put a little glue dot on, have them right here. And I just like to take the glue dot off and just roll it on my finger and put that on. And it just makes it easier to get on. And I just put that right on the edge of the sentiment. I actually may cut that a little bit more. Okay, that's good. So that's the card. If you want to put a sentiment in, you can. I think it really came out pretty. I think it's very elegant, actually. And I like the way, I love the green again, the old olive and the black and white. I think it's just a fantastic combination. So I hope you like this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and stay tuned for my next video. You have a good day. Thank you. Bye.